Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 6 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 6 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter fractions and mixed numbers. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. So here I am on grade 6 math chapter we're on right now is fractions and mixed numbers. So let's just start with the lesson in decimals and fractions on mixed numbers. Write 0.5 as a fraction in simplest form. Write the 10 as a denominator. Reduce the fraction to simplest form. So that is, we need to remove the decimal point, right? So we always put a 1 for the decimal point, and the after the decimal point we have only one digit, so just put a 0, so it is 5 by 10, right? Now divide it by the greatest common number. The greatest common number is 5. So let's just divide it by the 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1 and 10 divided by 5 is 2. So that equals 1 by 2. So 0.5 in simplest form is 1 by 2. Let's just start with the test questions. Write 1 by 4 as a decimal number, right? So we need to write it as a decimal. So we have to make the denominator equal to 100. 4 times what number is 100? 4 times 25 is 100. So let's just multiply the numerator and denominator by 5. So that is 25 by 100. So 25 by 100 we can write as 0.25. The correct option is 0.25. Option number 3 is the correct option. That is 0.25. Option number 3 is the correct option. That is 0.25. Write 8.4 as a mixed number in simplest form. Let's just remove the decimal point first, right? So 8.4, remove the decimal point, put a 1, and after the 1 we have a 0. So that is 84 by 10. Let's just divide 84 by 10. 10 times 8 is 84. 10 times 8 is 80, sorry. 84 minus 80 is 4. So that is 8 whole 4 over 10. Divide the numerator and denominator by the greatest number, that is 2. So 8 whole 2 by 5. The correct option is 8 whole 2 by 5. That is 8 whole 2 by 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. Write 8.1 as a mixed number in simplest form. So 8.1, just remove the decimal point. So it is 1 for the decimal point and we have only one digit. So that is 81 by 10. Just divide 81 by 10. 10 times 8 is 80. So 81 minus 80 is 1. That is 8 whole 1 by 10. Option number 3 is the correct option. That is 8 whole 1 by 10. Option number 3 is the correct option. Write 2.2 as a mixed number in simplest form. So 2.2 we can 12 over 10. 10 is 20. So that is 2 10. That is, we need to divide it by the greatest common number. Yes, very good. That would be 2 whole 1 by 5. Option number 3 is the correct option. That is 2 whole 1 by 5. Option number 3 is the correct option. Write 5 whole 9 by 10 as a decimal number. So 9 by 10, right? We can write it as 5.9. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 5.9. Write 4 whole 3 by 4 as a decimal number. So we need to write it as a decimal number, right? So just look at the fractional part. Make the denominator equal to 100. So multiply the fraction by 25 because 4 times 25 is 100. 4 whole 75 by 100. That is 4.75. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 4.75. Option number 2 is the correct option. Write 6.7 as a mixed number in simplest form. That would be 6 whole 7 over 10. Option number 3 is the correct option. Write 7 by 10 as a decimal number. That is zero point 0.7. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is zero point 0.7. Write 1 whole 2 by 5 as a decimal number. So you have to make the fractional part, the denominator equal to 100. 5 times 20 is 100. Just multiply the numerator and denominator by 100 by 21 whole 4 over 100. So that equals 1.40. So option number 2 is the correct option. That is 1.4. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is word problems. Let's just so far Ella has completed half of her research assignment. Veera has finished one sixth of her research assignment. Who has finished a greater fraction of her research assignment? So write 1 by 2 as a decimal, then convert the decimal to a percentage. So 1 by 2 is equal to 50%. So convert the right and then we have to convert to decimal. So 1 by 6 is equal to 16.66. So 50% is greater than 16%. So that means Ella has completed a greater fraction of her assignment. Let's just start with the test questions. Knox Repertory Theatre Company sold out 4/9 of the performances it held. Lewis Shakespeare Company sold out 1/6 of the performances it put on. Which theatre company sold out greater fractions of its performances? 4 by 9. So the Knox company has 4 by 9 and Lewis has 1 by 6. Let's just convert them into fractions, right? Decimal, sorry. So 4 divided by 9 multiplied by 100. So 84.4%. 1 by 6 to so 1 divided by 6 is 0. Like a 16.6%. So which is sold out greater which is greater? Mm, 44% is greater than so Knox Repertory Theatre Company is Lewis Shakespeare Company. Cassie themes on her recommended reading list. Stacky reads 7/10 of the items on her list. Who had a greater fraction of her reading list? So Cassie has 3 by 7th and Stacky has 7 over 10. So 3 divided by 7 times 100 equals 42.8%, and 7 by 10 times 100 is 70%. Who read a greater fraction of her reading list? So which is the correct option? The correct option is Stacky has the greater fraction of her reading list. The correct option is option number 1 is the correct option. Vincent's Diner served two-thirds of its meal within half an hour. Super Grillers served one-tenth of its meal within half an hour. Which restaurant served a greater fraction of meals within half an hour? So, which is the correct option? Mm, the Vincent Diners has a greater number of percentage. Option number one is the correct option. How do? Recently, half of the items sold at Whitney's sporting goods were baseball caps. At Megan's Sports, one fourth of the items sold were baseball caps. Which store sold a greater fraction of baseball caps? So, which is the correct option? The correct option is Whitney's Sport Goods. Option number two is the correct option. A supermarket found that for ninth of a customer bought vegetables and one fourth of the customer bought fruit. Which purchase was made by a greater fraction of customers? So, which is the correct option? So, for ninth, that means the supermarket has greater fraction of customer bought vegetables. Option number two is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is that is fractions and mixed numbers review. What fraction of the ducks are blue? So count the total ducks first, right? We have one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of the ducks, we have total 10 ducks. 3 of them are blue, so that means 3 of the 10 ducks are blue. Let's just start with the test questions. What fraction does the number line show? That is 1 out of 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. What fraction of the spheres are blue? That is 1 out of 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Only one of the 4 is blue. That is 4 out of 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. The total oranges are 5 and 4 of them are. The total stars are 5 and 5 of them are. And 4 of them are orange. What fraction of the teapots are green? So the correct option is 4 out of 10. 4 of them are purple. No, we need to find it. So 6 out of 10 it is because some are green and all of them are yellow. What fraction of does the number line show? So which is the correct option? That is 1 by 2. Option number 3 is the correct option. What fraction of these spheres are purple? 5 out of them are option number 1 is the correct option. What fraction does the number line show? That is 1 by 2 or 2 by 4. What fraction of the number what fraction does the number line show? That is 2 by 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. What fraction of the bags are red? Which is the correct option? That is 3 by 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. What fraction of the hats are blue? That is 3 by 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. What fraction of the number line is shown? What fraction does the number line show? So, which is the correct option? That is 2 out of 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. What fraction does the number line show? That is 1 by 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. What fraction of the tubs are orange? That is 1 by 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. What fraction of the triangular prisms are blue? So, which is the correct option? Two-thirds of them are blue. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So, we were working on grade 6 math. Chapter we were working on is fractions and mixed numbers. The lessons we have covered today are compare fractions, word problems, convert between decimals and fractions on mixed numbers, compare fractions, word problems, fractions and mixed numbers review. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons you just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. Down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session.